Diana, you're here.
Hey,
How cool is that? Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I was wondering if I was in the right meeting because I didn't see anybody.
I
Usually,
know,
I
but
hopefully let you in soon.
Hey
it's
Cinder, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, you guys. Yeah, no, it's 9:59, so we're a little early. But I like early. Cheers.
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 It's kids were supposed to go back to school today, but it is raining and freezing here in Minnesota. So it's just like this studio is like 30 steps from my house, but I have to like go outside. It's just gross. It is
How
gross out today. I'm just like, but I'm here. I showed up.
Weather is such a funny thing, isn't it? Let me put on one more light, see if I can.
Terrifically gross here today, but that's okay. Like, I have a lot of work to do anyway, so it's no big deal.
Well, did they go to school, your kids?
They had it canceled today. Like it's
Snow day.
yeah, but we just got done with like 11 days, 12 days off, so I'm
Get
ready for
those kids back out.
like
Get
go
those
back
kids
to
out.
school, guys. It's fine.
So,
take
what
out
made you, Diana? What made you pop in here today?
Um, I don't know. I guess I just haven't seen you in a while, and I haven't been in my classes because I still am part of 2 India. I just haven't been in the class in like months because I work so much that I just don't have time, unfortunately, to like do it. So I'm like, okay, I got to make it a habit again because I just quit one of my jobs. So, but that goes into effect in like a week and a half. So after that, I'll have a little bit more free time and I want to just get back in the habit of being in the class. And
That sounds really smart. Very,
yeah,
really cool. And how about you, Sarah?
I just saw your bright shiny post and thought I should hop on.
Okay, okay.
As sophisticated as that, I thought, nope, Cinder's shiny somewhere. I'm gonna join in.
Very cool. Well, I'm so glad to have you out here. Hey, John. And John was going to keep track of to see if anybody's lost and needs the Zoom link. And Sante, is that how you say your name? You don't
Seanti.
say it?
Seanti.
Seante. Beautiful.
Yeah, Seanti instead of uncle.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So this is a short Zoom because it's my Zoom. So we have 40 minutes and then it's just going to die because that's what it does. And I wanted to um, show you guys a little bit about how it's basically how I live and how um, and I'm going to curse a little. Any kids in the room? How I get shit done. Because I'm amazing at getting shit done. But I don't ever, without a lot of planning or whatever. So I just thought I'd give you a little window into how I operate. And to start off today, what I'd like you guys to do, if you're willing, is to think of why you're here in this moment. Okay, so maybe your music career, it may be a song you're doing, it may be a job that you want to have, or it might be your family, it could be anything. And I'd like you to answer this question with the first three or the top three things that come to mind. Here's the question. Are you ready? What is meaningful or important to me about this? Whatever your this is it a release? Is it a whatever? But what is meaningful or important to me about this? It almost doesn't matter what topic you choose, just that you look for what is meaningful or important. And I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Drop it in the chat if you can. And let me know if you have a question. Anybody need another 30 seconds? Hi, Christine. The question is, what's meaningful or important to me about this? And your this can be whatever you say it is. Got it. Love, personal growth. Okay, so I want to do just a little bit of coaching. Diana, are you willing to have me coach you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would love to know is, because clearly you got some stuff here that's important to you. You're focused on getting more syncs and da 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 da. So what I want to know, because the point of this question is it can help you tap into your heart, which is a really powerful place to find your next step or your next move, okay? So what is it about those things on your list that feel meaningful or important to you? Is it, so it could be, for some people it might be because I want to feed my family, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Or it might be because I want my message in the world, or...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So we're kind of looking for, I'm hoping that you guys go into your heart with this question and come up with a couple of things that are meaningful or important to your heart. And I'm going to tell you why that's important in a second. Okay, so I'm going to move along, but I suggest if you guys have paper and pencil, write down that question. And I'm just going to say it again. When I was trained as a life coach, I learned how important words were and also how important questions are, because a question will direct you in a specific way. So the question is, what is meaningful or important to me about this? And remember it, and it's the first part of a question I use. If I'm spinning about something, if I don't know what to do, something's going on, I don't know what to do, then that's the first question I ask myself, because I know it will bring me into my heart answers. And so anyway, that's your first little takeaway, okay, that question. And I want to make a point here also about, I know this time of year, everybody's all about the new year and the goals and all that. And I want to offer you the thought that your goals have already been set. They're your desires. So when you have a desire for something, it is already out in the world, right? Like if you wake up and you say, today, what would it be if you wake up and you say, today I'm going to make a new friend. You don't have to set a goal to go out and meet people or anything else. You have woken up with the desire to make a new friend today. And if you just follow the trail that's in front of you, you'll find that you'll make a friend. If you keep going back to the goal and restating it, it's like asking the question again and again. And when you're in the question, you can't hear the answer. Question radio and answer radio are two different stations. So if you're always answering the question, you have to feel the vibe of the answer in order to create one. So and the same, so that's how I feel about goals. And truthfully, I'm really one of the most productive people you'll ever meet. But I don't set a goal. And Actually, I have a very funny thing I do with lists as well, which I don't really do them. And I'm going to give you the key to how you can operate in ease, okay? EASE, ease. Because when you get where you're going, you don't want to feel like crap, right? You want to proceed with as much ease and grace. And for that, you need the clarity, which comes from your heart, from that first question, okay? And then you want to focus your energy towards the thing that you want. And how you know you're doing that is that you feel pretty good about it, okay? And I want to tell you a little thing here. There's wisdom head and there's worry head, okay? And some people would call, hey guys, come on in. Some people would call worry head monkey mind. There's a lot of things, but I never really have to explain worry head to anyone, right? There, you know, Diana, she's like, I know worry head, right? You all know what worry head is. I know, you know what it is, you know what it feels like. And I'm going to give you a tip about how to know about wisdom head as well and why it's important. So wisdom head is anything okay or better, right? So if I'm not doing good, I look for okay. If I can get to okay, everything above okay is available to me. So when you can get to okay, satisfaction is right there, hope is right there, optimism is right there, belief, joy, bliss, excitement, fun, all of that. If you can just get to okay, you've got the rest of that above there. And here's why it's important. And again, I want to keep coming back to taking action and with some ease and grace and clarity and having some fun in life, okay? So the ideas that come to you when you were in wisdom head or when you were in a good mood, those are the ideas. I recommend you act on them right away, okay? And because those are the ideas that are going to be more fun. How many of you have said yes to something, and in the moment you said yes, you knew that you really wanted to do it? Then, of course, you get a little, backlash from yourself about why did I say yes to that? But if you stay on that yes trail and you were in a good mood when you said yes, that stuff works out pretty good. And I'm looking at you, Sarah, and about Brand Slam, and I mean, that was some shit we did in there,
That was intense. I loved it.
I know, right? So, okay, so it's important to know what mood you're in. Are you in worry head or you are in wisdom head? If you are in worry head, the object is to soothe. And you want to soothe yourself up to okay if you can. And I say this over and over. I was a personal trainer for 30 years, and I helped people who were very reluctant exercisers, and I helped them be successful in moments of exercising without ever having to, hey Mo, without ever having to, I never had any focus on changing the way your body looks. It was always about how you feel. But the people who don't beat themselves up do better. They have an easier time doing new things and accomplishing things. And how many, I know you guys know this, drop me a 1 in the chat if you know what it feels like when you're beating yourself up. Do you know what that feels like? I know you do. I know you do. Okay, so here's the thing. If you can catch that when you first start beating yourself up and say, haha, there I am doing it again. Like, don't beat yourself for catching yourself beating yourself up, right? Like, it's all about soothing, where you can go from that moment. And you can't go from powerless to bliss, okay? It's not an option. You can't take that. You can't take that leap. But you can go from powerless to pissed off. It's an improvement, right? Think about that. And being pissed off at something, and try to be pissed off at somebody else, not yourself. But, and then, you know, being frustrated is an improvement on being mad, you know? And being pessimistic is a little bit of an improvement on frustrated. And when you get to pessimism, you're so close. You're so close to okay, right? Because once you get to okay, remember, we got optimism, we got hope, we got all that other good stuff coming in. So if you're joining a little bit late, I'm talking about knowing what mood you are in when you get an idea and when you take action on it. If you are in worry head, which is below okay, frustrated, angry, beating yourself up, all that kind of stuff, what you want to try to do is soothe yourself. Say things to yourself like, you could say, oh yeah, Cinder told me I might find myself here and it's okay. You know what I mean? You might say, this is temporary. Whatever I got going on right here, this is temporary. Or you might say, I know what to do to make myself feel better. I know I can pet my dog or cat. Or I know I can take a walk. Or I can, you know, look out my window and there's a bird. Like, you all know what to do to soothe your moment and head towards okay. And once you got okay, then you've got the top half of the scale, and that is where the ideas that come in will be so much better. They'll be so much easier because there's a lot less resistance up there. So I just want to pause for a second, and I want to know, are you getting something out of this? Give me a 1 in the chat if this is making sense to you. And if you have a question, please unmute yourself and ask it. All right, good. We got lots of 1s. I want to know if you need, if it's not making sense to you, put a 2 in or ask me a question. And I'm gonna just check my notes here because I made a few notes. So right, so your mood matters. Oh yeah, and this is a little Cinderism I made up. Maybe you should make a note of this one, John. I don't know if I have it down in our. John's helping me. We're writing a book called Cinderisms, and it'll be one thing on one side of the page, and then a picture of one of you beautiful people on the other side of the page, kind of grayed out, so we can make it a journal or a coffee table book. So, geez, what was I just going to say? So your mood matters. You got to know where you're at. So if you're in worry head, if you're below okay, here's the Cinderism. Don't act when you're out of whack. Don't make big decisions, you know. If you're not sure where you're at, take a small step. See how it goes. See how it feels. You know where you're at by how you feel. That's really it. It's what are you experiencing? You know which thought feels better than which thought. You're like, oh, I feel so crappy today. I'm a terrible person. Or, oh, I feel crappy today, but I think I could tune it up a little. You know, you would not go to record guitar in the studio without tuning up your guitar. And yet here we get up every day and we do stuff without tuning up first. Find okay before you start your day. Find okay before you start your day, if you can. Okay, that's that. Mood matters. Soothing, soothing, soothing. Ideas that come from wisdom head or from when you're feeling better, those are the ideas that will be easier and more fun. So when you get one of those, take the littlest action on it. Even if you just send me a message and say, oh, I just got one of those ideas, Cinder, and I'm like, yes, that's an action, okay? Find okay before you start your day. There's another Cinderism. Okay, so, and then here's, this this is another Cinderism. I love this one. Because here's what's true, right? So you can't be, can you be happy all the time? You know, you can, sort of. Like I'm fun for a half hour, but you wouldn't want to live with me because I'm always looking for the upside of things. And sometimes you just don't want to be doing that. So here's one thing, and my friend and I, we do this. It's called the 17-second rule. Has anyone ever heard of this? Okay. So when you think a thought for 17 seconds, you get another one like it. Now it works if it's a worry head thought or a wisdom head thought, okay? And you have a little bit of leeway, right? Maybe go to 30 seconds, but you know, like, so my best girlfriend, sometimes we'll call each other and say, okay, I need 17 seconds. And one of us will actually start a timer. And so the complaining, you don't complain for more than 17 seconds. And if it's a real bad one, you get till 30. But then after that, you put it down and you start soothing and you just don't, because the thoughts will start coming. But the same thing is true when you're thinking a good thought. So if you're tuning yourself up and you get to okay, then you can get thoughts that feel good and then more thoughts like it keep coming. How cool is that? So either way, okay, that works. And then here's the other. Okay, so we all know that shit happens and sometimes that's just the way it is. Or you're faced with, like, here we are, tax season, right? You got to do your taxes. So, you know, not everything is all just roses and jumping around being happy. But you can always find a way to make whatever it is feel a little better. But here's what you don't want to do. Are you ready? This is my favorite thing. Just because you step in a bucket of shit doesn't mean you should jump up and down in it. Right? I mean, because we all end up looking or facing something that we're not, you know, but don't jump up and down in it. Okay. All right. So, with what we've talked about today, does anyone want to share a desire or a goal that comes to you, and try to make it like, are you seeing something different about how you might be able to move forward with your goals and dreams this year? So I would love for somebody to unmute and say something, because I'm tired of talking. You must be tired of hearing me.
Hi.
Hi.
Listen. Yes, very, very encouraging words. I made a little note. And yes, I learned this producing stuff over 2 years and learned all that stuff and made my album and will release it. And I take little steps. I for myself, I write 2 things up and do the little steps. And I think finally I'm more at ease because I feel like I'm getting there. I know I meditate a lot, and somehow I know, yes, I'm on the right way. I can feel it from my heart. And now I'm confident enough to reach out, to pitch musics, to research libraries and do all that stuff. And that's great, I think.
And you know what? I love that. You said some really important things, small steps, and
Yes.
and feeling like you're on your way.
Yeah.
And it's really important. Like, we are all on our way, right? And so, yeah, very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Who wants to go next? Jenna, you'll be totally lost. Really, you guys, I don't want to keep talking. Talk to me.
Great.
I've been talking all my Cinder shit, and now I want people to talk back for me. And you know, this is usually a pretty talkative group. Let's see what's happening.
What's the subject?
So the subject is, how easy can you make your next goal? How is that for a summary, you guys? What do you think?
Talking specifically or just in general?
Oh, well, it could be anything. We've been talking about 3-6 months. Oh, okay. Mo can't unmute because she's busy. We're talking about how the goals are already set every time you have a desire, right? So you don't really have to worry about them. You just have to kind of move towards them. And, satisfaction comes when you are on a path that you say is important to you. Doesn't have to be important to anybody else, but it's important to you. And that was another thing about Brand Slam, wasn't it? We found out what was important to us. And and it's important that you know what kind of mood you're in when you get an idea or when you start a goal. So that's kind of what we've been talking about, is knowing where you stand moment to moment, how to make improvements, not taking action.
I like, Cinder, I like knowing, I'm a big goal geek. I love setting goals and attempting to make them. But one of the things that I found most useful in goal setting is knowing that they're not permanently set in stone. They can change at any moment if they need to meet where you actually want to go. Because I feel like goals get you in the direction of where you want to be, but along the way, life unfolds and you find where you actually want to be. Like, it might be close to where you want to, like your goal might have been A, but maybe where you actually ended up ultimately really in your heart wanting to get was like A plus B. Like maybe it's a 15-degree off to the side of that goal, which can be an amazing discovery kind of thing, as long as you let those goals have flexibility.
I love that. And so that's something that you do. That's how you do your goals.
Yeah. I've set big goals, baby goals, medium, large, crazy goals, and all of them are kind of in the direction of where I want to get ultimately. But I might end up just slightly over here or slightly over there. It's just, I love the ability to make the understanding that goals are intentional but flexible.
I love that. Intentional but flexible. And it also sounds like this feels good to you, right? Like the goal, like I can almost see the building block goals, and that, like, this is a fun thing for you to make goals like this and to go for them. And I think that's really important. Yeah. I think fun, by the way, when I guess a lot of you know me, so you know that I have this crappy terminal cancer. And however, I mean, we're all terminal, so what's the big deal anyway? I have quite a bit of gallows humor when you start hanging around with me. But what I decided when I got this information was like, thanks. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. Fuck it. And I could have never guessed where I would be. Like, I just thought, oh yeah, I won a contest and the judge said, oh, that song could be in the movies. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be fun? And then the next thing you know, Google is reading my mind and I'm in 6FS, right? And then, and it's actually in February, I got one in a movie. It's coming out. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I just thought to myself, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And if I push my envelope too much, I start to feel off. And what I do is I either get support, I get somebody to help me, who I can afford to have a couple. There's just so much shit I can't do. And so, if I can pay somebody $25 an hour to help me do a few things, I'm down for that. And so I do that all the time. But yeah, so it sounds like that way of making goals for you is so fun, and I appreciate that. So thank you for bringing that up. And this Zoom is going to self-destruct in about 8 minutes. Okay, that's how this works. Because it's a Zoom. It's not a professional Zoom. It's just a Cinder Zoom. So who would like to share something? Anybody else?
Hey, so I think for me this year, I'd really just like to focus on getting back into habits, because I feel like they're really important. Just to have like those habits that you do for a few minutes a day. And I feel like because of all the chaos in my life over the last year, I've just kind of lost track of all of that. And because one of the things that I love to do every day is yoga, for example. And sometimes I can't do that. So I want to get back into the habit where I can, do those things as much as possible. Because like you're saying, when you wake up in a grumpy mood and you want to get out of that, yoga is like a really great way of doing that, or going hiking, or doing something outside in nature. It's just for like 30 minutes or whatever. And so that's really important, like mentally.
Roll out and do a plank, girlfriend. Roll out and go right into a plank. And you're like, oh, I've done yoga. Sorry, that's the personal trainer talking. See, and I love that. And like, you're laughing and you're thinking about these things and everything. And I just want to encourage you to go easy about it, right? And small steps and I still, the first thing when you open your eyes in the morning, give yourself a second before you pick up your phone. Where are you? You know what I mean? Where are you? And if you need to tune it up a little bit, you can just, who loves their pillow? Like, do you love your sheets? Is like, do you have a pet nearby hungry? No, really, like, there's so many, when you first open your eyes, there's so many ways to draw your focus into because you want to get started on that right. And I'm serious, when I say roll out and do a downward dog or a plank or something, yeah, like maybe you have 30 minutes to do yoga, but if you don't, you could do a plank every day, and maybe you could do 10 seconds today, and by next week you're doing a minute, and it could be, and if you're willing to let yourself off the hook enough to make that okay, how cool would that be? So anyway, yeah, I love that. Monitor your mood. Do your mood stuff first. And it should only take a second. If you catch it early, it only takes a second. If you let it get too far down the way, then it's harder, So do it first thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
You guys are here and sharing. Okay, let's go for 2 more minutes. Who else wants to say something? Right. Personal trainer. Go, Jenna. All right, here's what we're going to do. Since you guys aren't talking, I'm going to play a song. This song has this song is about everything that I taught you today, and it's called All the Good Things. So I'm just going to do a chorus and a verse and a chorus. All the good things that I know, all the good things that I see, well, I know, well, they're for me. When I look the other way, all the things turn away, and I know, oh, that's not me. Tiny voices in my head telling me that I can't move, like a deer in the headlights, yo. I'm always staring at the gloom. Ready? But there's a voice inside my heart, quiet as a butterfly, and I can hear it softly say, yo, you're doing just fine. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. All the good things that I know, all the good things that I see, well, I know, what if I'm made? When I'm feeling A-okay, all the good things come my way, and I know, what if I'm made? And I know, what if I'm made? Yay! So that song kind of says it all, doesn't it? When I'm feeling A-okay, all the good things come my way. So we're gonna say goodbye. So unmute yourselves, everybody, if you feel like it, and just shout out one word that you appreciate about yourself. Funny. Go ahead.
Grateful
I love you all.
today.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. So
Thanks, Cinder.
we'll say goodbye before the Zoom kicks us off. And
Yes.
so much for showing up. Nothing matters more to me than so I love supporting other people. So you guys have helped make my day great today. So thanks.
Love you, Cinder.
Out of the galaxy.
Bye, Cinder.
Thank you. Thank you. Great.
Okay.
Love you, girl. Bye.
Love you too. Bye, you guys.